What's up, everybody? Up on the screen here, we have Bitcoin dominance. And so I was looking at this chart earlier and I had so many lines and different things drawn on it. Sometimes it's nice to just kind of take it from a fresh slate. So figured we would do that together. One thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw from up here, that high down to that low, kind of see if that tells us anything. And from that perspective, we've just been battling right here at about the 382. And you can notice how like these fibs have pretty much been in play here. Find support there, resistance up there, right? So it has been pretty reactive to a lot of these different levels. And I mean, this being the weekly chart, like this goes back to August. It's just been pretty much chilling at this 59.5% level. So where we're looking is we've been talking about coming down into these tops right here. So you can see that the 236 is there as well. So just more confluence for that area. And I do think, again, my count on this right now would be 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to be like here, or we set a new low, we'll say conservatively. Something like that is what my count would be here for alt season, right? Oftentimes this area will get retested at the very minimum, but I'm saying that's going to happen here in wave 3, which hopefully is about to kick off, right? So that's where we're looking right now, either down to this level here or potentially a little bit lower. There's some different counts that we'll get into in a different video. Don't need to do that today, but I just wanted to show you, yeah, we're battling that right there. Additionally, if I pull this from the low to that high and we look for some confluence, well, you can see that the point 382 as well of this, the retracement there, also right there. So confluence there. You have confluence here between the two, which is also where that bottom stopped out, right? You have confluence down here at the 50.5 cent level, which we've been talking about for this wave 3 move to head down to. So just a bunch of different things on two huge ranges. I mean, this range goes back to 2016 to 2018, and we've just been kind of waddling here since, waiting for this thing to break down so we can have our alt season, because that's an alt season, that's an alt season, and then this second one here's an alt season. We just haven't really had that in a minute, right? So we're due. Our time is coming here. Just got to wait. So yeah, looking at it from a different perspective, we got all that going on down there. We do have some serious levels here. That 54, like 55% level here. That should be one too that we end up maybe finding a little resistance. And then, like I said, down here in the 50s or high 40s. That's ultimately where I think we end up on this next drop. So I'm going to clear that too. Just look at it from this perspective. If we're looking at the indicators, guys, like this thing's just been hanging out up here too, waiting, right, to drop down. And when we have some of our biggest moves, it's going from high to low. This back here was an alt season. What was happening to the RSI? High to low. And then it hung out at the lows, right? All right, let's go back to the second half of 2017 was right here. What was the RSI doing? High to low, right there, right? Let's go back even further. Here, we're going to have to get rid of some of this recent data. It's all right. I guess this one, it was kind of doing it in a divergence. But if you look here, all the way down to the low was like there, is the beginning of that alt season, right? That thing just kind of kept dropping in a divergence. Price was going down while RSI was going up. But you see what I'm getting at here. We're in a moment like that, right? The conditions are right. The other thing too that we need to pay attention to is this MACD down here. We're below the zero line, right? So our strongest moves are going to happen down when we're below zero. Back here, you see the momentum really picked up here when it dropped below zero. So, or excuse me, below zero here on the MACD. So the blue line did it about right there. RSI had bottomed out, but look, here, even when the red line did it, that's where the blue line got there, that's where the red line got there, and then boom, gone, right? So we're below it right now, a good spot to start from. Usually the stronger moves will happen below there for negative. Like you go back here to 2017, this cross here happened below zero, and we had some nice movement here. Right here too in the early one, this cross happened below zero. The conditions were right. This cross up here happened above zero. We didn't get as much downside. Cross up here happened way above zero. Didn't get as much downside, right? But you can see that when it does happen and the environments are right, that's typically when alt season has happened. And so that's what we're waiting on, and that's kind of what it's looking like right now, guys. I'm excited. I think these next few months here, knock on wood, I think these next few months here are pretty exciting for us over here in the markets. And if anything, we're going to make sure, at least personally, I'm going to make sure I don't get caught holding the bag. I'd much rather sell too early and then wait and reinvest those profits than round trip anything. Because you guys know what it's been like the last year or however long now you've been doing it, especially if you're down. You know what that feeling's like. So you don't want that. Things are on the verge, it looks like, of getting really exciting. So hang in there. It's going to be it for me today, guys. Have a great Sunday, and I will talk to you tomorrow.